Bakalım bu sefer neler olacak bakalım.
53 times they've played this, and that's 47 wins, 6 losses. Their win streak, being able to push over 100 games consecutively,
İlk maçı Fnati kaldı, evet.
a very big part of that. It was very much a repeat map throughout that streak. Even though this used to be their number one pick,
Arda Savcı 7. ayın kutlu olsun. Çok teşekkürler.
Incredibly good for them.
I mean, the crazy thing is, to add on to your stat, since stage 2, they've only lost once. One time since stage 2.
The last 9 times they've played it flawless.
Which is insane. We are going to head into Prime Gaming Asia Select. On the side of Fnatic, we haven't seen them play this since September, and this is a different look. Durka moving away from that jet, Achilles, onto the race. Is this a good idea?
I mean, given the way that he's playing, I'd have full confidence in him.
Put him on whatever.
If he told me that he wanted to play Omen, I'd be like, sure, screw it, go for it, why the hell not? But this is, you know, also worth mentioning. Lakio's, of course, stepping away. King is going to be coming in to pick up that killjoy. Everyone's important to have that single on Haven, so this is fully unsurprising. We're just seeing a stock standard composition from the side of Vision Strikers.
Yeah, well, Fnatic, they are in the lead right now, which means Vision Strikers, they have to win this next map if they want to stay in this
Abi TR'de renkler de kötü. FPS'te de sıkıntı var. EU sarıyor ya.
The bar is pretty high though. Like let's
Ben şahsen yayında olmasam EU'dan izlerdim.
Tough scenario to come into. Even if you're a Fnatic fan, yes, this is an okay map for them that we've seen occasionally, but this is a very much a stronghold in my mind for Vision Strikers. So surely my expectations lean that side.
Yeah, and I think as well there's a couple of blips. Obviously, I know Yinsu was talking about obviously back
in
September. There are 2 kind of glaring losses, and this was discussed heavily within the EMEA region. The reassuring thing, and I mean, we were promised it. There's a little bit of a change here on the side of Fnatic again.
I still get nervous. I see a jet go through a raise, right?
O yüzden yayında da EU'da izliyorum.
It goes split. I get nervous. I'm like, okay. If you've worked this out, that is fine. I'm all aboard. But if it goes a little wonky, I get nervous.
Hadi bakalım.
So again, look, the comfort carries across here.
Heaven kimin map'iymiş?
Fnatic set up for a C split pretty early on here. Again, Vision Strikers in the back way and respect this initially.
This is
King staying a little closer than you'd expect, actually.
This is
Vision Strikers'ın.
Straight up towards C, pinching through Garage. Magnum finds Marco. It's going to be King towards the back of the site, gets overwhelmed. Fnatic have just swarmed that C site. Stax does at least find Mystic, so it does create maybe a step on the way back in, but Spike now down. Dome is going to do it. And now we look towards that retake, 3 of them standing.
It's going to be difficult here with the utility available as well. There'll be no flashes yet. The fault line 15 seconds away. And Fnatic 1 player all the way deep on long as well. Boaster set up here, and he does have his recon as well. The dash comes through. Actually, nothing found on the back of that though, but a 1-for-1.
How dare I down Durka? He's done okay. It's given them a chance in this 2v2. Magnum's still alive. He's got a bit of attack there towards Stax, who's trying to crest that corner, but there's still the backline, there's still the safety net of Boaster playing it out, and Stax tries to do what he can, but Fnatic get away with the first. And that was pretty brutal, I'm going to be honest. There wasn't much up the sleeve there. That was a 3-2 split straight in on C.
It was pacey, it was confident, and it was comfortable all the way through. Again, running rings round Vision Strikers and around there, buying some much needed time. That spike to tick away.
Tyler 25. ayın kutlu olsun. Çok teşekkür ederim canım.
Again, initially, actually, RB struggles with the second, but finds Durka at backside, but too much damage done here. Magnum eventually finds his 3rd on the round. Vision Strikers, again, same setup as the pistol, and seemingly pretty similar from Fnatic as well. Looking like a little bit of focus towards Garage and C-Long. I'm going to clear out all these close angles. Again, no secrets made here. The Astro utility invested really early on here by Mystic. Actually, a load of information on the backside of
C'yi bayağı darlayacak gibi ya.
Fnatic winning pistols, looking very decisive, aggressive.
What year is it?
Yeah, I don't know where I am. But hey, this is what the new look is. More power to it, but there's now a gateway and opening. RB's going to find Durka, but we do talk about these rounds. You want to keep about 3 alive. Is good enough that you can reinvest around it? That's a tick in the box. This is... okay. I'm going to just take a second about this, because if Fnatic get a confident start here, right? They get a pistol, which is already a big deal for Fnatic. I know that sounds almost toxic, but I don't mean it to be. They can bounce in off the confidence of that last map. This puts a lot of pressure back towards Vision Strikers now.
It does indeed, and again, you could talk about the composition change and how much it's anticipated or prepared for. I don't think it's an a huge one that requires some anti-strategy.
Okan Ceyze ikinci en kutlu olsun kardeşim. Hoş geldin.
Let's rethink things. But here again, initially, I think the pace is what's going to catch Vision Strikers off guard because it's uncharacteristic for Fnatic, and now they've planted the seed of you've got to find value in this early round.
Well, we talk about conditioning, don't we? They have now conditioned them that 3-2 split could be on the cards. They are happy to play at a pace that we did not expect. This changes the dynamic. And
actually, straight away, first buy round, we see the adjustment from Vision Strikers. Now, King has reinforcements over towards Garage and C. The Fnatic drift the other way. Buzz forced off by this outro. Information nice and early, though, so one player already in the form of RB rotating towards A side.
Oha.
It's still
Tabii boka yaramadı o.
Love that double swing towards long though. Gonna absolutely destroy Mystic. Now the spike's gonna be left. They could get wrapped on though. That's I guess the other side of the coin, and timing's everything. RB does very well to find that frag towards Magnum, so that keeps his buddy and Buzz safe. And now Doma.
Doma'yı aç kardeşim. Doma'yı izleyelim. Tek başına Doma kaldı. Alo.
Vision Strikers with the perfect answer back with the Prime Gaming flawless here. And showing once again that diligence, that approach that we've kind of come to know them for now.
And again, it's talking about it being uncharacteristic so far. I don't think Fnatic carry this across into all their buy rounds, but like I said, it makes Vision Strikers consider the possibility it's going to be the case of us. Finding Poster and Durka there on the back end of a spray.
But I do like what they did there. They got aggressive even while the hit was kind of coming in, right? They almost not necessarily ignored
met them at the front door.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They double stacked towards
Request böyle 3. en
and it
kutlu
just
olsun.
instantly cuts Fnatic off at the knees.
Bilmiyorum Handa.
They have that control. I really like that. So now we look towards what this round could be. We have the buy coming out for both sides. This now changes things. Now we have to see, is there adjustments either side, or does Vision Strikers come in with that same mentality, that same approach? Fnatic looks like they're exploring something similar here too.
Still around RB already set up with Buzz on A site. Turret retrieved from double doors actually, so the intention here from Fnatic is to end up on A. Doma nearly actually catching Buzz there. The Seeker's invested. Only going to confirm what they already know. See if Vision Strikers once again go toe-to-toe with Fnatic here, but somehow Durka slips the net.
Yeah, RB just seems completely unawares, and the lovely timing from Doma's going to at least take down RB, but now Stax is on the side, overwhelmed, outnumbered, but not quite outgunned.
Nice,
Mako still standing, there's still a chance in this 2v2. Ooh, that could have been dangerous, just a pixel. Could have been the difference, a tap of the spike, but not the full plant. Trying to pull King in. Both looking towards heaven.
Magnum gets his ult off this plant as well.
That's a very good point. And now noted.
Nice solo.
Vision Strikers working back in. Magnum.
1v1.
How big can you go? Oh, he's got the first. He's got the tag and the follow-up as well from Magnum.
Absolutely huge.
Maintaining composure in the post-plant booster.
Ne oldu bu vs ya?
But he still managed to hold in that 2v1 essentially at that point.
Saat kaç oldu ki?
Magnum
Saat
leading
10
the
olmuş
charge right now,
amına
7-1
wow.
for Fnatic. And again, a couple of really huge scenarios he's put in to deliver.
Yemek söylemeyeceğim ya. Evde yemek var.
There was how Durka's able to slip that deep behind default. I have no idea. No idea. I was looking, I was thinking, well, he's playing anti-flash in the corner. I think it was Buzz actually tucked into Graffiti, but wow, yeah. I mean, again, if you're going to kind of fight at the front door of A site, you have to have the setup to greet that aggression, but Fnatic forced their way through. Buzz now on the operator. Cosmic Divide invested actually straight across middle of B site, actually B site default and C.
I've got your track.
Gonna keep Vision Strikers guessing. King's utility will give away some of this though.
I quite like this late play through Garage. Yeah, it's completely facilitated Boaster punishing King.
Neler oldu oğlum? Nasıl böyle kaybettiler?
This is a lovely evolution of the first two rounds, just that slightly later timing through Garage. This is perfection personified from Fnatic, and I did not expect to see this. It's a save. This is a round done. That hit was absolutely perfect.
I think initially that Cosmic Divide comes up, and I just spotted 2 pings on B default there. That I think Vision Strikers are thinking, yeah, they're going straight towards B. Again, no information.
Enginar yenmez mi? Benim en sevdiğim yemeklerdendir.
Utility on the side of King. It's too late for them to react, I think, as well. I mean, hats off to Doma again, just following through on the Seekers. It confirms somebody behind the divide. He flashes through. It's a freebie. At that point, it's done.
I'm going to be honest. I want a timeout from Vision Strikers, be it the next round or the one after. Whenever they have that full buy coming in, I actually really want them to take a second here, because they need to address a lot, because Fnatic look different right now. This does not look like the old Fnatic. This doesn't look like that you kind of know what you're in for. This looks very different in my eyes, and I genuinely want Vision Strikers to address this early before it spirals. Maybe they still feel they've got a couple of rounds to kind of toy around with, which they absolutely do. But the looks so far are so varied, and again, just those small evolutions on each piece has looked absolutely glorious.
Well, like I said, I mean, I used the word at the start of the show. It's choreographed, and everybody's in the right place at the right time. The utility is used down to, you know, the half second. Again, that peak there on the back of the
Var
seekers.
ya, nasıl
No
hala bakımda?
opportunity for Vision Strikers to find
Kesitler.com açılmadı mı?
cheeky first bloods or, like I say, advantageous
Dedik.
gunfights for them. Buzz here.
12'sine kadar
Out
Mert.
of window. At the start of the round, and this is the
Champions
second time as
kadar.
well. We've seen Fnatic try and deal with the utility and garage through the door, just to take that away from them. Buzz.
Fake movie kısmı açık sadece. Niye abi?
That Nebula. Allow Durka to tuck into the corner here.
Oh, this is both of the
They're wise
rifles.
to it.
They seem so aware of this Durka. Wait.
Oh, he got double
Temiz.
checked.
Really nice work from Vision Strikers, but that's a lot of information for Fnatic, but they're still going to continue
Temiz.
forward. This is madness. Buzz is going to wait with this. He's not going to be forced off this angle at all. Magnum might have slipped the net, but I still go towards that spike in Mystic's hands.
Açıl vur lan onu.
Buzz, his patience, does it pay dividends? Oof. Confirmation of attendance might be enough, but the reaggress now towards Sewer. It's going to be RB and Boaster. The barrel shows. RB tries to spray, doesn't get what he wanted. Just a tag.
Nice be harbi.
I'll be close
Manyak
to that
etti,
kill.
manyak.
This is huge.
It is, yeah. Mystic and Magnum still left up in A lobby with not an awful lot to do left on this. Find themselves in a 2v5, 18 seconds left.
Look, maybe it's me, but I do get a little confused that they've gone towards a site that we know both of these players with those weapons have remained on.
10 seconds left.
And even after confirmation, they continue to work forward. Now they've retaken the space here. Stack's going to post himself up, get one of those rifles that was left on the ground. But Magnum and Mystic have been patient themselves. Hiding out here, waiting it out. The round will conclude. And it looks like Mystic, does he keep the gun? Yes, he does. Okay, so we'll take that through. But hey, Vision Strikers, if you're going to look at winning a round or converting a round like that, I'm happy. That's very well done for them. But I've got to say, Fnatic, a little headstrong maybe to keep going this way. Oh.
There's an RB on that double check there. And again, I think you're absolutely right. As after Buzz and RB have shown already in the other round that they're happy to meet Fnatic at the first point of contact and fight for it, it's a little weird to see that not considered. And actually, considering Buzz started that round off on the top of B side with the operator. Adjustment spot on from him. This time around, he's tucked into Sewer here, and nobody from Fnatic drifts through A lobby. Looking again as if the focal point will be Garage and C-Long.
What's the utility like in the way?
Deploying drone.
Maybe a little bit trickier now when we come into these better purchases with the KJ utility in place. Going to make it a little bit tougher, I'm sure. I want to see what they do. Did he just catch a shoulder? I'm not sure.
Güzel
Don't know if he
hızlı.
saw King there.
%50 şans.
Again, different pace, down to a minute already.
Berke
Looks like he's setting up for a showstopper here. Wants to be
ulti
the
initiate.
tip of the
Hazırlanıyor,
spear for
loading.
Fnatic. Again, not liking what they saw. Maybe just waiting 10 seconds, anticipating a rotation on the side of Vision Strikers, but and Durka's the one to really deal with that Killjoy utility as well. Stacked at the top of C-Long. But there's two members to deal with this side, so he has to choose one or the other and then adjust if he wants to keep his life.
Because that's a piece, and Durka is away. Ult popped. Oh, he catches King. Now the site's his, but can he take it completely? Still players towards the back and one towards CT, flashed up. Durka still trying to find his way around that Spectre. Yes, a little weaker, but in these close quarters could do well. Doma works his way around. They're finished again.
Stacks.
Stacks.
Aa, ne yapsın adam amına koyayım?
10 seconds is all that remains. And now the 1v1.
Kuramaz gösterme. Aha, ulan helal olsun be. Çok iyi round aldılar. RB mal etti, mal. 2 flash attı, geri çıktı.
Fantastic hold. Stacks going huge for Vision Strikers
Abi
in that round.
Stacks diyorum sana ya.
Invested comes through, follows through himself on it. And actually, like I said here, Durka, even with the fault line, he's able to find that one kill and readjust, I guess, towards safety. But like I said, Stacks, man, this third one.
The third is everything to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Daha ne yapsın bu çocuk?
The first two, obviously, you'll take. You're not going to be like, nah, actually, I don't fancy that. But the third, look at that pinch through on CT. Like, that was almost tailor-made to counter that position to make them super uncomfortable, but it worked so well.
PUBG izleyemeyeceğim maalesef.
And we dive back in.
In here, no adjustment. Vision Striker's feeling a little more comfortable about their defensive setup here, but actually, yeah, Durka finds himself a little safety net on top of B site, and the plant comes through. How deep do Fnatic reset back towards mid?
Shout out to your boy Yeti for that bad boy. Look at that, flying on over. Got the set piece ready in mind. Durka trying to have him ahead. Anyone? Buzz, how are you predicting this? How are you so aware? Tries to deal with the Seekers early. The divide goes up, and now suddenly Fnatic are in trouble. Locked out from the site pretty much. They have to deal with this. Staxwana gets that as far as he can. They try to play through on the flash. The flash goes back in. Doma gets aggressive. Oh,
ne alaka be?
Gets king. But the trade out is perfect from Vision Strikers. And now Boaster and Magnum, what have you got for us? They're desperate. They're still pushing. Oh my God, Boaster puts life on the line. Pushes through, and somehow in that mayhem.
Nereden geldi Boster ya? Spectre ile gene koşu koşu
There's a
vurdu.
point there where Magnum again, he's got the lockdown. He resets back towards A lobby.
Smoke atmasa çözmüştü. Yok, smoke atmasa direkt ölürdü. O smoke atması lazımdı ya.
Again, not even entertaining the risk there. It's actually beautiful to just see slight adjustments like that, but Doma, man, again, just doing 360s through to try and avoid these flashes. Still finds King. Boaster forces through. Wow, what a round from Fnatic.
And that was just so messy, but worked so well, and it has humbled the money for Vision Strikers here. Because I thought they had that pick coming in off the op. It looked super diligent.
How quick they're through Garage.
And again, there's no fear. This is though up against Sheriffs and bits and bobs. So Fnatic's still going to pull this kind of in their anti-eco. There's Buzz going to be trying to work his way around this. Oh, the timing. I thought he might have caught a second on that, but he couldn't make it work. Boaster outdoes Buzz. We're down to Stacks and RB to try and maybe get a gun away, do something. A little wait. The Durka's looking pretty much immovable back here.
Beautiful stuff, well cleaned up. Mystic will find the final kill here for survive.
Ama Vision Strikers hiç böyle beklediğim gibi oynamıyor
A
yani.
little bankroll.
King niye 0 kill abi?
Ultimates wise, actually.
Bu çocuğa Heaven'a özel getirmediler mi?
Lockdown available, Rolling Thunder once again for Stacks. Hunter's Fury and the Seekers
O kadar büyü yaptık
available
ya.
for Fnatic as well. But this is the one where, again, it leans towards disastrous on the half if Fnatic close this out. You can see
Hemen bir nefes.
1,200 credits across the board for Vision Strikers behind this purchase.
We have seen the Buzzers done well. We have seen him and RB being the backbone of at least a couple of these rounds.
I mean, Fnatic have done well to avoid him as well. It could have been way worse. This one, there's a chance he finds something. The drone going to force him off this initial angle. Durka and Dome will try and find the space behind it.
Ama onu da vurursun be Baz.
Swing and a miss on that one.
But hey, look, we know that Fnatic are happy enough to now push on this. They're not going to kind of overcook the pot, it seems, but with the utility coming back in from the likes of Stacks, you're going to have someone like Buzz retake that angle, retake that space. Oh, this is dangerous!
O ne lan?
Doma takes down Buzz, but look at control! 3 kills back to back, and once again, Fnatic are cut off at the knees. Now left towards Sewer. How do they get out of this? Durka and Doma, the D&D combo, are going to have to do something impressive to find a way back through it.
Doma tucks himself into cubby here again, just in case somebody from Vision Strikers is curious, but discipline.
30 seconds left.
Shown here, the flash comes through. It's actually good. They will find RB, so still an opportunity for Fnatic. Find it, Stacks though. Finds the first Durka trades it out. Marco thankfully cleans that one up.
After all that work from RB, imagine dropping that one. I'd be gutted.
Oğlum şu replay'i alabilir miyiz ya? Lütfen.
That's me.
That is you.
Yeah.
I wonder if everyone else heard that.
1 second, please.
Sound good, dude.
I gotta visit the Astral to play some.
But hey, we kind of highlight this at the start. We've already seen that these two playing towards that A site have been an absolute pair to try and get.
Abi inanılmaz.
That spray.
Üçüncüye spray down'u çok iyi.
Papers in tweeting out, I was like, why are Vision Strikers using Phantoms over Vandals? I've got a clip for you, Clinton.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Why are you doing him like that?
Because
Poor guy. He's living his best life. He doesn't... Does he need it?
Hey, I mean, it's a positive for Vision Strikers, right?
Sure, okay,
I'm
so
gassing
you're like,
up RB, so...
I mean, you're gaslighting
it's like a backhanded compliment, but...
Yeah. Taking out for a Big Mac after you've had an argument with him. Here you are, love. Have a cheeseburger. Nice one. But let's kind of roll it back and take stock of where we're at right now, because I think we need to kind of classify what we're seeing, because I'd say on paper, for me, whenever I watch this map, especially with Vision Strikers on it, I look as one of the teams who really set the highest bar on this map, who looked fantastic. Sentinels had their own way, but this, Sentinels to me are kind of
yani bu round biraz motivasyon olmuştur bence.
But these guys are just so beautifully scripted on it, how they play. The tactics are gorgeous, and they were one of the first to really show how well you can do this. But what are we seeing right now from Fnatic? How does that slot into this? Because they are doing much better than I expected. Yeah,
and like I said, I think there's an element of catching Vision Strikers off guard with that early aggression in these first few rounds. There's been, like I said, it's interesting to see kind of Fnatic toe the line almost in which buy rounds they want to push a little deeper, play a little pacier. Again, the concern being if Vision Strikers find some comfort in a few rounds is how they adjust. They dial back on the pressure. This is the birthplace of the flash and dash. These very people. So again, you see a long control firmly in the hands of Buzz and RB. Again, this C split seems to be the go-to for Fnatic once again.
King, ne yapıyorsun?
Turn you back.
Yeah, you're dead. You're dead and gone.
But still, okay.
What's going on this round? This feels bizarre to me. It seems so out of sorts. It feels like there's no communication. Something looking like it went kind of wrong there for Vision Strikers. But Spike is down. And we are into a 4v3 now. RB, Stacks, and Buzz. Op is in play. Do have the ult as well for RB. And Buzz the first man forward. What? And he gets Magnum! Unbelievable. Seekers now come in. They've got to push with this though. Stacks trying to facilitate that off the back of the Seekers. Buzz going to step forward, sees the flash. Doma, he's seen all three. He only gets one. A target-rich environment, but a quick switch for Buzz. Phantom to hand, but the 1v1. Boaster just needs to be calm, collected, cool under all of this strain. But the defuse, he's got it to halfway. Boaster pushes in. It's Buzz to say, not right now.
Nice. İşte bu geri döndürür.
6-5.
Buzz doesn't find that kill onto Magnum. That makes that so much more difficult for them. That is absolutely massive. And just a couple of rounds, we're talking about the potential for Fnatic to run away with this half, mathematically at least. We're now looking at 6-5.
Açar abi, açar yani Twitch bir şey yapmadığı sürece açar yani. Twitch'in şey yapması lazım. Suspendlemesi lazım veya banlaması lazım.
Strange to see somebody completely turn their back on that pressure that Fnatic have, there's no secret about it. Time and time again, they've been splitting C. King tagged up very quickly there.
21 HP. RB's going to have to get himself a bit of a wiggle on to get that heal up.
Purchase a little funky on the side of Fnatic, but lockdown available again. Looking like they might actually revert back to this set piece towards B.
Ducker's ahead of it. Ducker is definitely ahead of this, and for some reason RB.
Ay, derke sıçtı.
Stacks has his back. Doma plays through. Ay,
Doma sıçtı.
Stacks is the line that will not be.
Var mı başka?
Vision Strike is happy to hold. The KJ ult does come down. Now on both sides.
So we'll trade off here again. A second or two separating them. Basically, don't be on B site right now. It's,
just leave the map.
Actually, Marco finds a little information there, and actually one detained outside B. That's Magnum.
But they're not going to over-commit to dealing with that one. Boaster blinded. Marco takes him down.
İşte görmek istediğimiz VS bu ya.
Not quite the upgrade he was hoping for, I imagine. There we go.
Yeah, not that one either.
Not known. There we go. Better pick a mix. Doesn't know what he wants.
30 seconds left.
Cola bottles were always the best. Fizzy ones. Oof.
Bold take.
Yeah, I know.
Adam,
Magnum. That's a little bit of an issue, isn't it? 6-6.
Adam mahvettiler.
As Marco does find Magnum, and there is recovery.
Estağfurullah yapacağımız. Teşekkür ederim.
Recovery, yes, but think
back to restart gelmiş, evet duydum.
When they have a chance to kind of get a grip on some of these rounds where Fnatic look a little funky,
herkes de bayağı tekrar başlamış.
You're not necessarily expecting a team like Fnatic
Ben başlamayacağım yani.
And actually, we bring back to a scoreline I couldn't even imagine 5 rounds ago.
Well, we've got a lot to be looking forward to in the second half, but let's hand it back over to the desk to talk us through the first, because there's plenty to be said.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm feeling a little bit deja vu, Jess, Achilles. We've been here before, haven't we?
Yeah, fairly recently it feels like.
Yeah, a little bit of Groundhog Day here, but a little bit more of Fnatic showing that they are prepared for the opponents they're going up against. I'm going to use one of the words the Hypoc used. Choreographed. That is how it felt there from Fnatic, especially when it came to their Cosmic Divide usage. They knew that if they throw that up, they get the Sky Flash straight through it, they were going to get multiple opponents. It wasn't until that very last round that I felt the Vision Strikers understood the MO of Fnatic when that divide goes up, and that's many rounds into the game here that they've learnt that lesson.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a good read on, Durka's positioning. He likes to go forward on that B site, Stacks peeks in, he gets that kill. Buzz, a couple rounds before, gets that off across from the A link, so they're getting a decent read on it. The one big issue that I'm seeing right now for Vision Strikers is one that I normally wouldn't call out. It's King. He is not having a good time right now. 2-9-1 on the Killjoy. He is absolutely not. The crown is toppling off his skull as we speak.
Yeah. That's a bit of a shame as
Daha
well.
belli değil ya. Belki bu maç 3. maça uzarsa gene son maç 1 gibi falan başlar.
Okay, the counter, sort of lockdown and whatnot, sure, but you can't turn around and say that that's when King did a good job just because he used his ult. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah, he's one of the players that moment over moment is typically the most reliable for Vision Strikers when it comes down to decision making. And he's just doing some really bizarre stuff, turning his back on Garage after he's been darted out. It's super interesting to see, and I think that hopefully with this halftime break, King can get his head back in the game. I think that if he's firing on his normal levels of performance, we're looking at a much more one-sided half for Vision Strikers, but it's not the case right now.
I mean, the worst part is that he's kind of getting picked off by Magnum, of all people, his opposite number. But fortunately for Vision Strikers, Jess, RB and Buzz are doing great. They're getting some of the most important kills of the whole game.
Yeah, and after Buzz had a really, really passive map #1, like really bad, I'm talking unusual for him. He's come into this map too and he's gone, all right, I'm going to reset myself here. This is a map that I'm expected to do great things on as well. I would have actually said more on map 1, but okay, good. He's reset himself. He knows what's expected of him. I will say, however, Magnum having a great game thus far. So if Fnatic can keep this up, I don't know. I didn't expect them to do this well in the first half. I'm going to say it right now.
Maybe we don't get Fracture.
Maybe we don't get Fracture.
I mean, that would be a shame. But we will see. We will see. We're ready to head back into the second half now with Pansy and Hypoc.
Look, I'm glad they actually brought up King, because I do want to talk about something. Coming in as a 6th man in a map that touted as one of the best, that's a lot of pressure on the guy.
It is, but ultimately with this 6-man roster, this kind of system, you have to deliver. That's the thing. And ultimately,
Sporcular neden
I'm
2 tane
glad they
kulaklık
highlight
takıyor?
the
Biri
opposite
noise
number, 'cause
cancelling,
coming actually here on
diğeri
this
de
Vision
normal
Strikers
duymak
attack.
için oyun
If
sesini.
Magnum can continue winning that head-to-head, that's huge in terms of map control, in
Gürültü
terms of
engelleyici yani.
rotations, in terms of all this information gathering that we're expecting from King.
Well, we come back in at 6-6 if you're just joining us, and what a series it's been. Icebox got converted, surprising to some, by Fnatic, but they looked fantastic in doing it. But now Vision Strikers, this is meant to be their kingdom, their home, that put them on the map, that made us all turn attention. They've been held quite close, and Fnatic look revitalized, a little something new. They've come up with something in the lab, the mad scientists brewing away, but they're walking long. And actually, Vision Strikers are here. Doma and Durka, are you absolutely mad? Doma's still alive. Flash goes in, he's trying to buy time, he's panicked. He's trying to call for support and no one's there. But it is a 3.
Actually, an opportunity here for Vision Strikers to rotate back away from this. But as I say, that Mystic actually drifts
Fnatic
back towards A-Link.
direkt geri
As
gitti.
does Magnum here. And again, actually, yeah. Walk back. Boaster read this perfectly. Might even catch somebody on the cross.
Boaster yakalanır.
RB's the last one.
Does he spot it? He does.
O yakaladı.
Boaster finding RB is huge. Now they have confirmation.
O da öldü. Abi Fnatic kendi eliyle satıyor şu an.
Finds 2 and the game is still afoot here. Mystic though, right place, right time. Does he get this perfectly? Stacks on the cross. He spots him, but Stacks succeeds.
7-6.
Vision Strikers pick up the pistol.
You could see the cogs turning there for Mystic. Didn't know which way to commit C or A, but comes back through. Unfortunately, Stacks though. No caution on the approach there, but I love this again. And this is the sort of thing I was talking about actually. I was talking about that cycle of utility on Icebox, Fnatic making the most of that 30-second period. That's the sort of thing I wanted to see, right? The double walk C-long, yes, it doesn't work, but it keeps Vision Strikers honest, right? It makes them... It forces them to adjust accordingly, right? If they're going to play these rounds out slow, they have to...
Son map nedir bakalım hocam?
At worst, you
Son map Fracture. Beni lanet map. Aha. Öldüler amına koyayım.
Excuse me?
Canlara bak.
Okay.
Gerçi fullüyor Doma hepsini.
Boaster, he might be in trouble. He might be a little in trouble here. He might be a lot in trouble.
Aha.
Nah, it's fine.
He's
Free
fine.
gun.
Absolutely fine. Buying more time. He's doing everything possible to slow this down, to allow for these rotations. But Vision Strikers are armed. They're equipped for this. At least they should be. Mystic and Dirk are the last two alive. Spike going down, and all of this nonsense should be kept in check. I've never seen Vision Strikers having to work this hard up against Classics.
Yeah, actually, if Dirk and Mystic can find any more damage on the way in here, actually, Aftershock doing a lot of damage onto Mystic, down to 29 HP now. Again, it's the question of how well they can clean this up. King and Marco find the kills. King getting himself on the board early. That was important.
Evet, önemli round.
Touch that.
Down roundu.
Those 2 rounds have a little input
King
here.
de ekoları vuruyor. Aynen.
Again, I'm not entirely sure how they find that first kill, but immediately they hit the rotation. They're there almost to greet that, but again, just how precise some of the utilities that comes out of Vision Strikers to cut off there. Both players held in position by the gravity well and then flashed on top of that. It's things like that. It's like that. Vision Strikers are fully respecting every single member of Fnatic right now.
8-6. Carving a lead out for themselves, their Vision Strikers.
Coming back. Placing swarm
And
grenade.
you're right, King off to a good start. And this is something that could work well for a man who's just stepped to the stage, stepped in after a map loss, gets himself warmed up a bit here. A late take towards Long and Sewer coming out from the defending side.
Bilmiyorum abi. Bakın.
Doma looking the other way. Can he do anything with it? No, actually outdone massively. Spray comes in from Durka. Dragged away. Still pushing. Durka is a madman on this. Yeah, he's going to be punished, absolutely. And this fight, eventually, yes, damage does get... Wait, Magnum's
Magnum
walking
wants to
Magnum?
dip back in.
What is this? Oh, and the flash, he's got to have been noted, but he still gets away with one. What is this fight going on? Look at this flank.
Both is here so
Arka
quickly
geldi.
as well with King's utility down.
They have no
RB
idea.
is on a silver platter right now.
Trigger discipline, to say the least. The quick push up towards Long, though. Both still wants to identify it, but they're towards the site. There's a man towards Heaven, and Magnum wants to send them to hell. Attacks
Bir tane Heaven biliyorlar.
Spike goes down.
Bir tane arka biliyorlar.
For Marco. Can he make it work towards Sewer?
İkinciyi biliyorlar mı ondan emin değilim.
On the timing of this one, and a correct read potentially.
Blocking vision.
Fnatic approach this again, cautious for the time being. No aggression side on the side of Vision Strikers, but Marco got to be careful here. Mystic
Bak önemli kill işte bu.
He's punished for it.
And now there's rifles on both sides.
Aha.
The upgrade, the flash is great.
Oh,
towards Long,
Stex!
but Boaster outdoes him. Marco on the trade, and Magnum!
Abi
has got
Stex
Marco.
vursa bitti el
A
ya.
little wave and a cheeky smile, but that was a rough round considering
Ulan
what they came
Stex,
in with.
ulan
I mean, it cost
Stex.
them nearly everything here. Magnum's obviously forced to repurchase armor here, one away from the lockdown as well. Have to see how the purchase sits here. If anything, it's a bigger win for Vision Strikers. Fnatic. Again, this re-aggression towards Sewer, I love this. Again, the timing of this flank is crucial, and the fact that they find King removes that turret. Vision Strikers none the wiser. Boaster, heads-up play there to thread the needle almost. Get through into that position towards A lobby.
Yes diyorum aynen.
Yeah, struggling, a Bulldog, Spectre.
Ama salacağım galiba VS'yi ya.
Light armors as well, and again,
Ya
utility behind it.
bu
Dirk,
şekilde
yeah, what?
And this time,
Zor
he actually
şampiyon
might make it
olmaları.
away. He does the damage, backs out. That's a first pick. That's huge.
And stacks.
Yeah, that's massive. And you can see Buzz desperately wants this back, but he's already out of there. They are not lingering around. They're not sitting on site. They are deep towards CT. Maybe
dişlerimi
looking
mi
towards Heaven.
yaptırdım? Yo.
Actually,
Aynı
comes
dişler.
out as well.
Niye?
See here, this is Marco though. He's all the way towards C long.
Oh, he can catch. Wait,
Ne var lan
they're
dişlerimde?
They're backing.
This is terrible for Vision Strikers right now.
This could be a disaster in the making. Boaster at the helm. He gets one. He gets two. The third evades, but he's got the boys by his side. The site's still covered. Yes, Marco's on the
Fnatic
lurk,
bu
but he's
map'i
got
de aldı
nothing to gain
galiba
from
ya.
this. If he went CT, maybe, but already you could see the consideration from Doma. Magnum's checking on B, and he's found him. Oh no, Vision Strikers, this is not what you wanted. You've got
Teşekkür
holes in
ederim.
the ship. The water's pouring in, and there's problems galore. Buzz now, 44 HP, and he doesn't know where's safe. They've been on the flank. There's someone still in CT. He has got no concept of where these players are.
30 seconds left.
I'm not entirely sure what the
Şu an böyle düşünüyorum. Ulan diyorum kim kazanır diyorum. Şimdi Liquid desem Liquid'de Yampi var. Yampi kesin böyle bir maç kanserler. Bir şey yapar. Yani engel olur şampiyon olmaya. Fnatic desem Fnatic'te böyle çok sabit değil. 4K oynayınca oynuyorlar genelde. Ya bazen Domo oynuyor. İkisi de kötüyse hiç olmuyor yani. Sonra Gambit'in yani bu turnuvadaki ilk maçı kötüydü. Kötü bir performans sergilediler. Evet yendiler ama beklenilen performansı vermediler. Sentinels da aynı şekilde. Salakça bir map verdiler. Orada da Tenz yani düşüyor. Shazam bayağı kötüydü performansı. Ay Shazam oradaki Shazam aynı şey gibi, Yampi gibi. Yani böyle şey yapamıyorum, kestiremiyorum ya. Envy'ye bir bakalım. Daha Envy'nin maçını izlemedik.
Does he get the tag he wants? It actually gets more than just the tag. He gets the frag and RP is now down. Boaster keeping them arm's length and probably rightly so. Dangerous to get too close, but Spike is now down.
5 ve 4. Aa arkaya mı kurdu?
I like that.
Oha, site'a kaçırtıyor. O siktir.
Yeah, and Durka can keep it track if anyone's there, but Doma needs to be careful if he gets overwhelmed. He does have some players by his side. Mystic and Magnum are right there. And now the pinch comes in, and the rifle still stands. Let's see if Buzz can do anything. They want to break through towards CT. Buzz gets one. He needs more, though. 30 HP in a dream. The nades come out, they force him away. Durka is sitting this one. He will not be moved. He will not give this away. It may be down to 2. It's a round conversion.
Güzel oyun Fnatic'ten. Yani long'u kapatıp ultiyi şuraya atıp long'u kapattılar ve mecbur site oynadılar. Hatta CT pushlamak zorunda kaldı Vision Strikers. Ama orada da sıkıştılar hem short'tan hem CT'den. CT defansladı sadece yani. Fnatic'in CT'si. O sırada short pushladı ve daha kazandılar. ETC bakıyorum abi. Ne oluyor Arnav? Bakıyorum abicim. Evet hala 54'la.
Buzz is out early though. Gets a little ahead on this. And Durka on the other side. Just going to show presence and then peel away though.
Geçen sene izledik galiba Cyberzolish. Bohemian Rhapsody izledik mi lan? İzlemedik ya. İzleriz dedik ama izlemedik galiba. İzledik mi? Aa izlemişiz. Nice.
Durka's position will be noted as well. Actually, yeah, the smoke's come through already, so the strikers will follow through. Rolling Thunder available, Cosmic Divide. Stack's actually going to be the one to get the plant, which is interesting. He's already actually forced away with these stats. But once again, the flank comes through. Vision Strikers have to be aware of it. Marco called upon, he delivers.
That's actually massive. Boaster quick trade though, not going to let it spiral away too far. I want to see what they do with dealing with this RB. Going to come back through, tries to fight it. Mystic outdoes him, and now they're going individually. It's not looking pretty.
Ultisi var Stax'in.
Has to be paranoid of the players coming.
Stax'in ölmemesi lazım. Kaçsana short'a Stax.
Another flash. You couldn't ask for anything better. Buzz goes down.
Oh, Fnatic bitirir abi.
The butchers in the house just slicing them up.
GG.
Again,
Bala bağladı şu an.
Choreographed. It's absolutely clinical from Fnatic on the way back through there. Again, one trade on the flank. There's another 2 layers behind it.
I believe I can fly.
He thinks there's a window of opportunity to shut that down, and it's beautiful to watch. And again, Doma, and I'm not even sure who the second player actually towards Spawn is.
Evet, çok iyi oynuyor Fnatic ya.
They have so much pressure on them there. To as to prevent any aggression coming through, making sure that actually that setup from Fnatic doesn't ultimately become their demise, right? Because it's sacrificing players or bodies on the site.
And they're having to fight for the space so early on. Durka,
Derke ne yapıyor?
Are you good?
Are you? Right then.
Bu neydi abi?
Some analysis on that.
Did he forget who he was on?
I've got your trail.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Seeker's going to be following this one up as well.
Blocking vision.
And it's going to force the hand slightly further back for Fnatic as Vision Strikers do start taking the territory, and Doma does get revealed past it. Once again, respect this. Being chased out by the Seekers as well, the side is theirs. Now, we've looked at this on Icebox. These flanks coming in have been wild. They have invested KJ utility to it this time, however, as you can now hear and see. And there is that KJ on the other side. It being King, though. He flashed now, comes around. Do they expect this many? It doesn't matter. King catches a glimpse just through the edge of that smoke. Finding Magnum, but Mystic gets the trade towards RB. So there is still danger here. Boaster right here. Just going to slip on through. Tries to keep himself quiet here. Work his way back in.
Longu kapattı.
Keeping an eye towards this, so don't think it's not being watched.
Boster.
What they're trying to do. It doesn't work out for them. Vision Strikers trying to hold on towards this site, and timing is going to be a factor. Buzz succeeds towards CT, and Buzz takes the head of Mystic.
Bu roundu ben Derke'ye yazarım.
From Vision Strikers to address the elephant in the room almost, which is, guys, we
Derke.
cannot let them flank us 3 once again. So really, really good stuff from there. Again, that round by round adjustment.
Allah bu aralar gelmeyeceği kesin. Biraz saf bilmiyorum ne zaman gelir ama.
I'm not sure if somebody avoided a flash or something at the start of that, but Durka thought he had a little breathing space to, I guess, throw a spanner in the works, get a little weird on A-Long.
Ben artık Fnati istiyorum. Fnatic gelsin de 2-0 bitsin abi. Son maça geçelim.
But yeah,
Az daha bir yes tutlar.
Man's got the notebook out, having a chat.
Ben Fnatic.
To be fair, I don't know how much adjustment they need to bring out. Maybe a couple of different looks from Vision Strikers, maybe has caught his eye, but this still looks solid.
The question for me is, again, if Fnatic keep repeating this kind of emphasis on addressing the backline and keeping King on red
Let's
alert,
go, Fnatic!
Is when do they start exploring playing a little deeper towards spawn? Because once again, Doma is the only person to hold down the fort there.
Nasıl yemezler ya?
Falling so early
Bak şimdi nasıl yiyorlar.
Doma effectively, he has to sit in A-Link this entire time. And he's got to wait for, you know, the green light from his teammates to come through and obviously join up with them on site. When do Vision Strikers then dig a little deeper? When do we see an adjustment of, you know, the spike plant placement and things like that?
And look, they've got plenty of ults to play with. King's almost got his as well. You're going to have 4 potential options.
Broken Blade haberini duydum, görmedim ama duydum.
It's been there lingering in a number of rounds, and that's the scary thing, right?
You don't know when it's going to happen.
Exactly. I think that's the paranoia in some of these rounds on A site.
Paranoia.
All the way back towards spawn. Sure. Doma's playing in A-Link. They don't want to give up anything on the way in. And again, Vision Strikers almost making the most of that space.
I feel like that flash should have at least caught Buzz there. Does get himself out. And there's the early exchange. This time Durka not going to quite walk down in the clutches, but RB definitely wants it. Patience being shown from Vision Strikers to begin.
Duydu. İkisini de gördü.
Confirmation of 2.
Dörke bak. Ultim var ha. Rolleme bak.
RB will actually confirm some information on the flip side of that. Durka caught with a tag and has to retreat now, but Showstopper available. He can play a little deeper. Maybe rely on that towards the spike plant. Magnum actually straight away, look at this. The pressure's felt towards A. This time around, King playing so deep in spawn. And he does have that turret.
It's got to be hard to deal with, but he now knows he's being aggressive. He does find Boaster, which is pretty important. The other two are still around that corner. Mystic and Magnum trying to flirt with the timing on it, and he gets it just right. King is keeping everything correct. This is lovely work from him.
I love this as well, though. He's found 2 kills on the flank, and look at RB. He's already like, there's a third guy. There's got to be. Where's Mystic?
Anladım abi. Evet abim, cahilimden söylüyorum. Kusura bakma. Sen şimdi elendi mi ne oldu anlamadım ha. Grup maçını kaybetti kardeşim. Elenmedi. Grupta loser'a düştü. Devam ediyor. Bir maç daha yenilirse ama elenir.
Usta. Usta ne oldu Vision Strikers usta?
Usta ananı sikeyim usta. Ben artık Fnatic'liyim.
Niye?
Ben değiştirdim.
Oho.
Ama bak bırak değiştirdim. El kaybettiler ama sen bilirsin salak seni. Ben Fnatic'liyim.
Potentially they pressure the economy now of Fnatic. I'm fine with it in that regard, but
Ne bu Alp olmaz.
to see what the switch up is here. See what can they get.
I can't help but just adore how Vision
Usta ne yaptın usta?
and that they were managing to address the backline flanks so well, and especially with a player who was having a rough start. That's a lot of strain on an individual shoulders there.
I mean, in terms of head-to-head with Magnum, but also with the way the Fnatic are playing this. Here we go, this is the adjustment. It's exactly what you want to see from Fnatic now.
What a weird adjustment this may be, but does Durka do anything with this?
Showstopper in spawn, maybe?
Because the paranoia, right? Well, here's the thing, right? The paranoia of knowing that King is going to be around this. That is his job now. King is going to be watching those back lines. So how do I get past him? He's shown variety. He's been in different spots and new looks.
You can actually see the pings coming out on the minimap of all these deep positions as well. These corners all the way in the backside of Vision Striker's spawn, but so wait.
Being taken.
They will, and actually there's 4 members of Fnatic now. So this is the round you want to see Vision Strikers dig a little deeper, take control of spawn. But again, no adjustment on the spike placement. So,
ooh.
Actually, yeah, King shows his hand a little early there.
I thought he could have gone away with that.
Yeah.
Now he's in danger. Yeah, he's about to get overwhelmed. They know there's a player towards Sewer as well. That definitely got revealed on the
pivot though, look. They are exploring spawn.
Oh, this is incredible. Stacks, this now swings to you. It goes off of King's shoulders down to the Knight. Sitting towards the sewer. Marco by his side. And there is still a player towards CT, so they know they are all on the side. They could not have left this area. So it's the guns in the hand that's going to make the difference. And Stacks has to just eat the
Arbi ne yaptı amına koyayım?
Stand up to the test.
Arbi,
and there is the denial from Arbi again. Cometh the
Oh
moment.
be abi.
The Vision Strikers need him. He stands tall again.
Güzel Ferit.
Also, shout observers for catching that Durka nade over the top there. I thought Marco potentially going to be tagged up so weak on the back of that.
Ah be,
Unfortunately has to be invested a little earlier than I think Durka's hoping.
Yakında ama. Halkbaydınız abi.
Graffiti and get a little an opportunity for Magnum to swing through and kind of counterbalance that. But Vision Strikers again, they handle it comfortably.
Fnatic haven't got an answer.
Here.
I mean, exactly. Where's the second layer? Where's the different look? Where's the variation? There's no real spectrum to this play style now. It's kind of cut and paste, round by round.
But little worked until this hit, though. Keep in mind how this was looking. Fnatic really did have the reins for a bit. But you can't just keep running it, surely. You can't just run into the ground. Eventually they'll just stack out bodies or do something different. But for Vision Strikers, I hope they show a little across the map. I hope they show a little bit of presence elsewhere. They're going to go and get the ult orb. And if they can go lean back, I'd love that.
You say that, but now the problem being with obviously this focus on the flank.
Halletti. Şimdi Fnatic halletti. İzleyin. Bak bombayı alıp A gidecekler gene. Bu sefer win ya, rahat olun.
Yeah, but look, the A site is completely absent of players. They have completely taken themselves away from the site. It is free for the taking. Now, I assume Vision Strikers will use utility to clear it. They simply put their bodies in tradable positions. That's fine. There it is, utility to try and take long. Nothing there. And they can continue forward like this. 40 seconds. It'll probably be down to about, what, 25 before they truly get full site control. But already, this is good. This is going to slow down that retake potentially, or that flank coming in.
A geliyorlar, koşun. Amuk nerede?
Now coming through, hitting towards that 25-second marker. Good things coming out for Boaster. Can do a bit of chip damage, but it's this retake again that is stumping them. They are struggling with, and once again, it wasn't King this time. It's Marco sitting towards spawn, trying to deal with 1, 2, 2 more on the way. Still succeeds against Dorma. This is his domain. As Marco now looks for the follow-up, he knows there's going to be another, and he's confirmed it. 3 again on the flank, and Fnatic cannot get past this. Vision Strikers have the answers right now. Marco does fall, but the time, everything is so good for Vision Strikers.
It's taken 2 weeks to fully clear him here, and now, I mean, they're forced in a position where financially these weapons are a burden, even with Magnum on the spectrum here, and Vision Strikers want to pile on the pressure. Actually, Magnum will find the first. That's pretty big. Crucial damage done.
Oh abi ne oldu Fnatic'e ya?
Boaster and Mystic will be the only 2 to survive.
Tüh!
Vision Strikers 12.
Şeyler ters gidiyor ama anlamadım.
On the brink of forcing fracture, which
Fener'de salsana ya abi. Ne dedin o işe?
with how these first 2 maps have gone,
Olmaz aga ya. Yapamam yani.
Because I'm absolutely terrified
Bring it on.
for what
Boş
we're
ver abi
going to
Fener'i
see.
ya.
I still want to see it.
Let's absolutely go. Look, I thought Fnatic would convert this, but I can't imagine how incredibly frustrating it is to consistently lose to the same thing over and over and over.
Sövüyorlar
And it's
bana.
not like Fnatic are making huge mistakes. They just
Tamam lan, Vision Strikers, let's go lan.
Hayır hayır.
Hadi
hayır
oğlum.
Ya.
Hadi oğlum. Son el. Al bitir, al bitir.
Instantly read anywhere else.
Al bombayı.
Now the pace
Git C'ye gir, C.
leans heavily in favor of Vision Strikers, right? Fnatic are now under pressure to, you know, break the rhythm or almost upset the tempo of this game so far, this map so far, I should say.
Oğlum
Again, same thing.
alın lan bu roundu.
Vision Strikers
İki
drift
ultisi var
back
ama.
through. No aggression elsewhere on the map for Fnatic.
Ananı sikim.
Magnum does have that lockdown.
Yok ya, VS'de Murat.
Again.
Ekolar oğlum, paraları yok doğru düzgün.
Tek round tek killine bakar oğlum. Tek killine bakar Stax. Hadi oğlum.
Wait and see, but Durka and Doma need to hold on actually close, and one will be noted here, but Durka potential to counterbalance this,
Derke.
and he's actually Buzz deals with it.
Nice lan Buzz.
And again,
Oh.
Heartbreak starting to feel like it's on the
Nice.
line. Stacks outdoes Magnum.
İşte bu.
2v3.
İşte bu.
Bitti bu iş, bitti. Hadi geçmiş olsun.
Sits favorably towards Vision
Stax olmuş.
Strikers. Both are trying to do something to chip away towards RB.
Aynen
Everything else
aynen
is
Buster.
looking
Aynen
right.
aynen.
It's already Mystic starts to build in. Turret noted. Gives himself maybe passage towards that, but how does he deal with maybe RB swing in combination with the swing from Hell? One towards
Dörken'in hatası var bu arada.
back through from CT. He knows he's done for.
GG.
He's done so well, and
GG.
Vision
Nice.
Strikers
Helal lan
putting
Vision.
on an
1-1.
absolute class.
Fracture'a gidiyoruz.
How to play that
Hadi
map.
bakalım.
Absolute
Fracture.
kings of Fall to run that time and time again. That's going to break the spirits of Fnatic here completely.
Uzadı amına koyayım, mutlu musun?
I gotta say again, we talked
Okey
about
abi.
eating